Happy full moon and happy Mercury retrograde. It is one day past the 11:11, so today is the 12th full moon, and it's kind of middle of the night full moon, so last night was awesome as well. I am coming here to kind of give you an update. I haven't been on in a while, and I posted a few card videos and stuff, but Mercury retrograde's kind of gotten a piece of me. I was about to post this really amazing BQH audio that I had received, and I think I even said something about it in my last video, and when I went to upload it, somehow I deleted it instead. Thank you, Mercury retrograde, or thank you, fat thumbs, whatever. Anyways, unfortunately, my client didn't even get to listen to it either. So that's kind of lame. Sorry, Charlie. Truthfully, that's her name, the client, Charlie. Sorry, Charlie. We're totally gonna do it again. So everything will be okay. And hopefully I will get some really good information again to share with you guys, because that BQH was quite amazing, and it showed a lot of how it works, and you know, some of the questions that you guys might have. It answered a lot of questions in that one, so I was really looking forward to showing you that. I know a lot of people have been going through a lot of things. I've been talking to a lot of clients and a lot of friends and some people that have just been having some ups and downs through this energy shift, which is really, really major. But during these ups and downs, Spirit has been talking a lot, and there has been a lot going on. So I did want to talk about the Mercury retrograde first, just kind of get it out of the way, which, you know, again, BQH kind of kicked my butt and deleted that. I've been having to speak my truth a lot, which I don't think is the Mercury retrograde, but it is something that has been going on during it. There is you know, some certain people in my life that have not really have been very supportive or understood kind of my point of view in things and some of the things that I believe in, and the way maybe that I look at other people, which is with love. And there are reasons for their non-support, you know, it's their beliefs, and them being kind of close to me has sucked, and we've had to have some loving conversations exchanged, and knowing when to walk away from people has been really big for me this past month, I guess, and just trying to figure out, you know, when's the best time to walk away and not have that energy around, because it does no longer serve you. But it was a wonderful lesson to be able to go through it and to experience it, and, you know, to push through it and see how strong I am, and to know that, you know, no matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody does, it does not define who I am. I know who I am. I know I'm a good person. I know I'm full of love, and their belief systems and what they say and what they do have nothing to do with me, and I'm okay with that. But I do honor their process of finding love and finding extra anything in their own way. That's amazing, and just because I don't believe in it doesn't mean it's not true for you. So good luck for that. Anyway, so that's kind of been draining on me, and I felt really drained. I've been talking to a lot of people that are going through some issues, and I don't know if I've just taken a lot in and everything like that, but I've been feeling extremely tired and extremely drained. And I went to do my little rituals and visualizations where I let go of energy, and I root to the earth, ground to the earth, and kind of let go of some of the daily things that have happened. My galactic collective, or my collective, came to me and was asking me why I feel so drained, you know, what's going on, and to look into that. And you know, in my head, I was like, well, I'm spending too much time with certain people and spending too much time focusing. And they're like, yeah, in a sense, I can understand what you're saying, but those people aren't draining. Don't think that there are energy vampires or energy suckers. Now, there are. That's okay. And you may be one of them. And I may be one of them every now and then too. I'm not going to lie. We all have emotions that come and go. But it isn't them that drains you. It's you. It's your ego. It's your ego that drains you. Your ego, it gives your power to other people because your ego wants to be stroked and loved. And sometimes to be stroked and loved, you have to find it from somebody else. Hey, you over there. Don't you think I'm pretty? Don't you like me? Don't you think it's sad because I went through XYZ? Don't you want to give me a hug? Don't, love me? And that's kind of the thing. And then all of a sudden these people, they love you and they want to help you, and that's beautiful and that's kind. And then all of a sudden they have to go to work and you're like, hey, where'd you go? I need that. I need your love. I need you to support me. And it's your ego that expects something. If it's not on the inside of you, then your ego is doing all of it can to keep these people around. Or maybe not. Maybe you don't want these people around, but they're so sad. So, you tell them this over and over and over again. Well, maybe you need to walk away. Maybe the situation isn't right for you. Maybe this, maybe that. Oh, but it's so hard. It's so hard. I just can't do it. I love these people. I'm one of these people. I'm sure of it sometimes. But it is not them that drains you. You let them drain you. Hang up the phone. Tell them you gotta go. Say, hey, I understand that this sucks right now and I feel your pain, but let's not focus on it. Let's do something that will help you. That might help. That might work. So remember that you have that power to tell your ego to back off. I'm drained right now, and you're draining me, ego. You inside. You're the one who's hanging around the people that you feel you need to help, and they are draining. Or things like that. That's kind of what's going on. So when you need your ego to be stroked, again, that is you giving your power to other people, because they can stroke it and then they can walk away, and you may not be done feeling like your ego needs to be stroked and loved on. And when you learn to do it yourself, when you learn to love yourself, then you won't need anybody else. You won't need that outside person, and you can feel that love whenever it's needed. For instance, if you're going through a hard time, again, do something self-love and self-worth. I have like ideas of poetry, or making a journal, or drawing a picture, learning something new, reading a book, doing something that you can accomplish, something that will make you feel good. It doesn't have to be something creative like that. Do a chore that you haven't done in a long time. Clean out your refrigerator, or go get a pedicure. Do something that makes you feel accomplished and feel good, and then you will be able to move to the next step. The reason I say this is because we have been going through bouts of boredom, and sometimes feeling lost and not knowing what to do next in our spiritual awakening or our ascension in our journey. We're like, okay, well, what do I do? This is the time that you step up to the plate and you do what you have learned to do. These bouts of boredom are coming because there was a point in our life where we were asking, and especially being on this spiritual journey, we were asking what's next, or how do I get stronger? How do I get better? How do I dig in deep and get these things that don't serve me out of me, so I'm no longer a victim? And what do I do, and how do I do that? Well, that's been happening, and there were once a lot of blank spaces where there was no awareness in your life. You're now putting information and becoming aware of all of these things, and there are fewer and fewer blank spaces now, which make room for new things, for new areas, for new growth, for new possibility. And that's when you use your new thought processes to move into a different direction. Maybe start looking at the scientific side of where ideas come from. Maybe if that's what, could be an interest to you. As far as that goes, we are quantum. There is a language inside of our DNA that was lost 1700 years ago. I watch a man named Greg Braden. If you don't know who that is, please just Google him or YouTube him. There's 5 trillion different things that will pop up. And the man is a spiritual scientist, and he tries to back everything. He's been an archaeologist. He's taken things from many different civilizations and from the past, and he's put things together, and he really, really, really is really awesome teaching you some amazing things. But he said that there's an ancient quantum language in our DNA that speaks to the divine matrix. It speaks to everything around you, your reality, to the world and how it creates. And this language was lost 1700 years ago, but we are still using this language every day. We are always connected and always talking to the matrix, but we have lost how to speak to it, how our cells, how our years, everything, how we coexist, how we co-create. We've lost that ability. For 70 years now, scientists, I'm pretty sure we learned in school where you see the little particles and what's in an atom, and it shows these like little nucleus and how these little things are mixed together, but that's not really what it looks like nowadays. Since there's more science and more things and deeper ways of seeing, if you go in and look at the atoms, it looks like energy waves. And these little quantum particles can go in the past. This is scientifically proven. These quantum particles can go in the future. And by manipulating them, and when they go after manipulating them, they go in the past, you can change the past. And then you can change the future. And that's what we're learning. That's what's happening. And these quantum particles, that we were taught in an atom, that we have, they're in our DNA. They're in our blood cells. They can go into the past. They can go in the future. They are multidimensional, and they can do amazing things. And if these particles can do amazing things, what can we do? If we're made up of these particles, what can we do? How do we learn to communicate? How do we create what scientists can see, what they can already do? You have to believe in it. Believing is everything. You're conditioned to think you got to go to college to make a certain kind of, career. Or you can't learn it. Maybe you do have to have a college degree to be in that career, but how do you know that you can't just learn it? You can learn it without having a degree. I'm learning digital art. I've never been to school for it. I've always loved art. I've always loved drawing and painting, and I've never taken an art class in my life, but check it out. That is, something that I enjoy doing, something that I learned was fun for me, and something that I'm going to get better at, because a goal of mine is to make my own tarot deck and my own oracle deck, and I want to do it from front to back and from beginning to end. I want to be in part of the whole process, which includes the art and the writing and whatever channeled information comes to me. I want the intentions to be in there, the hard work and the love and the sweat and the fun and the beauty of everything, to be in everything that I do, so that if anybody else takes it or has a piece of it or is anywhere near it, they know that they're part of something good, because that's what my intentions are. They're of good, and that's what I want. I want everybody to be able to feel that and to see that. So I urge you to maybe look into the scientific side of your DNA and your quantum cells and the physics of your body and your anatomy and what we're capable of. That could be your next step if you haven't done that. The medical medium or Caroline Myss or the Metaphysical Anatomy book are some really, 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 really cool authors and books for you just to kind of check out, maybe, if you're interested. Another thing that I did get during a session channeling with somebody that I feel is probably one of the most important messages that I've received lately. I have a person I talk to who suffers deeply from anxiety and panic attacks, and they're definitely getting better. I'm very, very, very proud of how far this person has come. However, there are days when she will wake up and feel itchy on the inside for, like, she can go to sleep just fine, but wake up and start feeling that panic and feeling that attack and feeling uncomfortable. And I feel for her. I feel sorry, and she wants more than anything to be where she needs to be, and to be that light worker that she knows that she is. And she is. She already is, let me tell you. But the information that came through says, look, we're not necessarily going through old karmic patterns anymore. We've done that. We've fixed it. We've repaired it. We've let a lot of stuff go. And in this case, there are times throughout the day that, say, maybe you get into a disagreement with your spouse, and instead of reacting in a way that you've learned, maybe, your ego steps in and, you're going kind of back to the same habits that you used to, and you get defensive and you get angry and y'all yell, and maybe words are exchanged or whatever the case is, or maybe somebody cuts you off going down the road and you flip them the bird, or whatever the case is. Who knows what it is? Sometimes somewhere in your day, throughout the day or the week, you did something that wasn't of your true self. You are trying to vibrate at a high level. You've asked for it. You want to be there, and you're telling the universe who you are. So when a moment comes along and you accidentally go back down a level, and you forget who you are, and you yell, and you get frustrated, which is fine, which is perfectly fine. But this is what you're telling the universe. This is the law of attraction. Those thoughts and those fears and that feeling that comes out because you're pissed off or whatever it is for that reason, and you let it go, like in an unhealthy way or an unloving way, then you're sending a message to the universe that what you're sending off, you're going to receive, right? So we all know that that's how it works. There's a send off and a receive. That's why we say our I am statements. We're sending off, I am rich, I am comfortable, I am beautiful, I am blah, blah. We send it off, we receive. Well, if you're sending off these pieces that aren't your true self, it's going to come back to you, maybe in the form of anxiety, in the form of a panic attack, maybe even in a physical ailment like a headache or something. So remember, if you have been unblocking your chakras and pushing out, old childhood wounds, yet you're still getting panic attacks and you're still feeling uncomfortable, maybe, just maybe, it's because you weren't your true self yesterday in a moment, or you forgot to, rise above during a moment of weakness. And that's okay. That's okay. This is just the universe and us giving ourselves a chance to figure out who we are, and how to be all the time, and learn how to control our reactions to other people, to other things, and to ourselves. Learn how to love ourselves, because that's what we're here for. Big things are coming, you guys. I know you can see it. I know you can feel it. I know it's out there, and you know we're shifting for a reason. So learn to control your reactions, learn to stay calm, and know that when you react with love, and when you can stand up for yourself if you need to, if you feel you need to stand up for yourself. I'm not saying to don't. I mean, if you feel that need, maybe, because even then, that's kind of victim. You feel like a victim if you feel the need to stand up for yourself. But if you still feel the need that you need to do that, that's okay. Do it. But there are ways that you can do it in a very loving way, in a beautiful way, and in a way that will not come back and literally bite you in the butt, or, from the universe, or in any certain way. So, that's the kind of messages that have been coming through, is just learning to react with calm, finding our power and our love and our reactions and our DNA. What can it do? Where can we go from here? We are multidimensional beings, and there is something waking us up to something new. What is it? What is it for you? I'm learning what it is for me, and it's different for everybody. So I encourage you to find it. I encourage you to do it through your true self. And our true self is a high vibration of love and happiness. So if you go through your days in a high vibration of love and happiness, even when it's hard, and when it's hard and when you can't, you don't have to be there, but you don't have to react in a way that makes you even lower. So keep trying, you guys. Keep working at it. I appreciate you, every single one of you. I love you. This is the update. There's some crazy symptoms going on. Lots of nausea, lots of sleepless nights, lots of just wild energy. Let me know what you guys are going through. Let me know how your Mercury retrograde's treating you. Let me know all the good, all the bad, all the pretty, all the ugly. I want to know it. I want to hear from my friends. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate it. The more likes, the more watches, the more subscriptions we can get, the more love can go out to everybody. And guess what? I love everybody. I want to be here for you guys. You got someone out there for you. If you think you're alone, you're not. Have a wonderful